So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is my second day, and I am going to deliver my topic on Indo-Pacific region. So, first of all, we have to understand what is Indo-Pacific region, and you also must heard the name about the Asia-Pacific region. What is it all about? First of all, when the economies emerged after the Second World War, they are the most developed countries named the Asia-Pacific. Pacific region means in the Asia there are we see that there are many countries like the China's, Japan. These are the most influenced country in the Asia region. That's why the economist and the advanced economies name it's Asia's Pacific. But after the merging of the India are well doing in their all sectors like the agriculture, service sector, manufacturing sectors, and also India lies in the middle of the Indian Ocean. That's why the most of the advanced economies and the analysts gave it to name the Indo-Pacific region. So first of all, what do we understand? What is Indo-Pacific region? Indo-Pacific region means it consists of the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. And how do we know that? First of all, we have to understand what's the India's ocean boundary and the Pacific Ocean boundary. If we see the eastern part of the African continent, and it lies to the goes to the Indian Ocean in the center of the Indian Ocean, then goes to the Southeast Asia, then go to the Brunei like Australia pass, and go to the west side of the USA and the South America. We can see this is the spread of the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. These all the that I'm talked about this area. This is all about the Indo-Pacification, and we called it a Indo-Pacific region. So in the today's world, what are the challenges that in this Indo-Pacific region that India and the most of the world economies are faced? First of all, the supply chain interrupts. Means in the today's war like the Israel, Palestine, Iran, USA war means they must means they we can say that means they disable means maritime means they disable the fair trade because of the disputes doing in that area. They influenced the global trade. So second one is the climate change. Means the climate change is upper. The temperature is very beyond. The temperature is going day by day. So we all know that the rising sea temperature is also, and the rising this water level is very much higher than the we expect. Though this is also affect our global trade. Number one reason is piracy. Piracy has taken place in the last 4 to 5 years in the Indo-Pacific region, and we have to eradicate it. We have to terminate it from its root cause, because in the future it may enhance. This may influence the trade, and these are the challenges. Number four one is cyber security. Also, that Pakistan and the other agencies also do cyber attack in their neighboring countries, like the in the neighboring countries. That means that they want that these countries are not going to develop, but they also that's why they do the cyber attack. As we talk about the climate change, piracy, terrorism, climate change, supply chain disrupt. These are the challenges that the means Indo-Pacific region and India faced. Number one, and another challenge is the growing the influence of the China's around the India's neighboring countries. This is also a very major focus. This is also a very major. This is also a very major part of that. India wants to claim. India wants to take. India wants to hold position in the Indian Ocean. These are the challenges, and what are the solution, and how the India can take part, and how the Indians can improve their influence in the Indian Ocean. That means India control the Indian Ocean. Number one is the India says there is a territorial dispute, there is a water dispute with other countries. So India has only one solution to take part and to take control, not control, but to hold the influence in the Indian Ocean. Because of the growing influence in the China, they are also built port around the India's neighboring country like the Sri Lanka, Pakistan. That's why we have to hold the position in the Indian Ocean. This is the number one solution. We have to maintain a good relation with the Asian and the SAARC nation, because our because our act neighboring policy says that we have to act, not look, to act and engage engage ourselves with these countries and listen and to solve their problem. That's and second is regional stability. Third is the maritime security, defense security, because we see that our major threat is in the Indian Ocean is China. So we see we have to encounter the China. So we have to control and maintain a port around our neighborhood, as well as we have to maintain a very good port facility infrastructure around the choke points like state of Malacca means state of Malacca is very near to the Andaman Nicobar, so that's why we have to focus on the Nicobar project. We have to maintain the Chabar port around the around the mouth of the Iran. We have also maintained port in the Seychelles. So these are the means counter strategy. This China's Singapore. This is India's counter strategy, that is necklace of diamond. So these are the first is, and we have to take part, and we have to take part in the like the in the organizations like Quad, Asia, SAR means SARC, Quad. These are the means we have to take part in the, and we have to maintain our relationship, and we have to trade the technology, maritime technology with the other countries. We have to maintain a navigational satellite that focus on the specifically focus on the Indian Ocean. That we must see every step of our economy that when they enter in the Indian Ocean, like the Strait of Malacca and the like the Hormuz Red Sea and the Cape of Good Town. Means we see every must position. We talk about this, and we talked about the problem Indian global face. We talked about the India's role in the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and we talked about the means when we talked about the Indo-Pacific region. There is also we must heard that the Quad. So Quad, AUKUS, Quad, Asia. These are the groups that means like Quad. We can say that like Quad. This is not a military group. This is a means this is a economic group. Like it ensure the free trade in the Indo-Pacific region, and also they promote the regional stability in that region. This is India is a group of this India, and this is a group called AUKUS. That Australia, US, and UK means the Australia means the United States, and the United Kingdom means they means the both countries have to help the Australia to solve its problem, and they share their defense technology with the Australia, because Australia lies in the because also we can say Australia lies in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So it must very important that Australia have to hold its influence in the Pacific Ocean. That's why they built initiative, and they want to cooperate with the most advanced economy. And there is also grouping called the ASEAN. ASEAN is a grouping of 10 Southeast Asian countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei. These are all the countries, and we can say that these countries no is suffering from the China dispute. Like China dispute is like we also heard the EE, that means if you in the territory, that means your territory in the water claims up to you claim up to territory like 200 nautical miles. This is the EEZ. But in the China's main thing, like in the East China Sea and South China Sea, China does not agree. The China says this is our territory, and it does not believe the EEZ. That's why these are country that India is see a very fair reason to hold and maintain a very good relation with the countries. We see that this is we talk about the what is Indo-Pacific region, what are the challenges that India and today's world economy face, and we talked about the solutions, what are the India can do to maintain the influence itself, and what are the other countries that, as we talked about these all. So in the end, we can say that if India wants to collab with the other nation as well, and also called up to like the in the means they're good to neighboring countries in the Indian Ocean as well as the Pacific Ocean, they are very much successful. Means they are going to very much successful to means to covert to cover the influence of the Chinas in the Indo-Pacific areas. So today's all about. Thank you.